Good evening, folks. How you doing? It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here, also known as Mags. Welcome to another Tuesday night gaming chat. I'm sorry we're a bit late. We thought it was going to be technical difficulties, which it's not, which is nice. What it really is the fact that my co-host is not here, and we wondered where on earth he was because he was supposed to be here. And apparently he sent me a message nearly 3-4 hours ago, which I never got. So we literally just found out 5 minutes ago that he can't be on the show. So no Dave tonight. So he's all right. All's fine, but he just can't be here. And he was like, oh, dude, I sent you a message like 6:30. And I was like, never got it. So we're sitting here waiting patiently, but he's not here. So apologies for starting late, but all is good. And he will be back next week as planned. So first couple of things. Welcome to the show, everyone. Let's say hello to a few people that are here tonight, and then let's talk through a couple of things that are going on. Gozzo was the first one in. Good evening, Gozzo. Great to see you, my friend. I need to speak to you about getting you on this very show, don't I? I want to try and get you on before Christmas, Gozzo. So we said we'd make that happen. I think it's going to be a thing. So we will talk dates later this week. Dan Game Tank, hello. Good evening, sir. Great to see you. Great to see you. Manic, hello. He says, I guess I'm here before the stream started. It is. We were just a bit late, but there you go. Also, thank you to our guest. Thank you to our guest for basically subbing a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. I'll say properly when he's on the screen, but it's so funny. I was like, did you plan that? And he went, no, actually, I didn't. It just auto-renewed. So there you go. I believe him. Thousands might not, but we'll see. We'll see. We think it's good. Manic's trying the new Walker's crisps, the cheese toasty crisps. It's interesting. I've been seeing those adverts, so I'm really interested to know what they're like. I know he said they're pretty good, so I might have to try some this weekend. So we'll see how we go. Chaotic Neutral. Hello, Alexia. How are you? Good to see you. How are you? We're doing all right. We're good now. We're live. That's all that matters. We're good live. Flame, good evening. Good to see you. Who else we got? Will, good evening, Will. Hello, buddy. How are you? He said it was also got the Beans Heinz logo on it. Oh, so what have they contributed to it for that then? Let me know. Iquail, good evening. How are you? Good to see you. Dankers says no Dave. No Dave, I'm afraid. No Dave. And literally we only found out about 5 minutes ago, hence why we're late. Ems, hello. Good to see you. Hope you're feeling better. Are you fully recovered now? Hello, Mags and chat. I'm doing good. DJ Mike, good evening. Wouldn't a cheese toastie just be cheese and onion without onion? In a way, but it's like the grilled cheese. So a cheese toastie is a grilled cheese over your way, if that makes sense. So it's probably cheesier. Grand Designs of 4, hello. Always good to see you. Cheese, it's amazing. If anyone has tried them yet, I will try them. Will says, I haven't tried the sausage sandwich. I like sausage sandwiches. It's baked beans and cheese. Okay. Interesting. I did not know that. I thought it was just a cheese toasty. Here you go. Mike says, I could fill in for Dave by being your sexy, charming co-host. Well, if I'd known at 6:30, we could have probably arranged it. But we've only just found out. And he's still texting me now. He says he'll do smoke signals next time to make sure I get... This is what he's actually texted me. I kid you not. He said, I'll do smoke signals next time so that you know that I can't make the show. But there we go. There you go. I know Dave's not watching, but thank you, Dave, for that text message. Ems is getting there. Good to hear. Imagine a ham and cheese toastie. Right, there you go, but with baked beans. No, a toastie is open, face down in the oven. Yeah, not over here. It's a grilled cheese over here. So if that makes sense. It's just cheese on toast over here. If you put cheese on toast, it's a cheese on toast, which is an open face toasty over there. It gets really confusing, but either way, it's one thing over. Homing pigeons would be more effective. I think it would be. Now looking at the packaging, that makes sense now, but I don't know why. It should have just said cheese toasty with beans. There you go. Hello, Soph. How are you doing? Apparently he's not turning up. I literally found out a few minutes ago, so he's not here. Unfortunately, nothing's wrong. He just apparently sent me a message at 6:30. Never got the message. We were ready to go. Text him, and he goes, didn't you get my message 3 hours ago? And I was like, no. So there you go. But it can't be helped. But all is good. All is good. Morse code, that would work as well, Will. I think we've got some of those crisps in the cupboard. And the sausage. Oh, God, I'm getting I know you just want to see him because you're all about, the Dave love, but unfortunately can't be here. But he'll make up for it next week because next week's our Halloween special. And he's going to get dressed up. Wanted to see something hot on my stream. Well, everyone's talking about cheese toasties, so that's something hot, isn't it? So there's that. Don't forget, folks, if you subscribe to channel with a new subscription or you gift a sub, you can get 3 months of Discord Nitro absolutely free, courtesy of Twitch. That is worth the equivalent of 30 quid. So when you basically start a brand new sub, not a resub, unfortunately, like our guest has just done. I don't know why they've done that. I think it's a bit weird. Is your guest hot? I will let you judge, Sophie. I will let you judge. I don't know whether you met them at Timeless. They came a long, long way to be at Timeless. But if you gift a sub, you'll also get 3 months. You've got until Halloween to do that. And it's basically gift a sub for £5. And it's not a bad deal. You get 30 quid's worth of Discord Nitro back. That's not bad, is it? It'll be in your drops menu. So there you go. Not only that, we are raising money for Everyone Can. We are £15 away from our target. Everyone Can is an amazing charity. Exclamation everyone. That basically works with children with neurological diseases, disabilities, get some gaming with their families, making new friends, and basically get some playing games and doing things that they couldn't do before. If you want to donate, I would love to hit that target tonight. We are only £15 away from the target. So if we could do that tonight, that'd be amazing. I will play a video a bit later on to show you what wonderful work Everyone Can does. Jules and the team are fantastic. We raise money for them at Timeless Gaming Convention every year. And then whatever we raise, we try and double on live streams for Halloween. So again, we're doing it. We'll want to get 350 quid. Mags will dress as a maid. Technically, no. I'm not getting dressed as a maid. I'm getting dressed as something else for Halloween. But it should be just as funny. That's all I'll say for next week. I'm not going to give away what the theme is. Last year we did Mario. I'm not going to. It's not Magic Mike. That is not the theme. That is not the theme. Magic Mike, Jesus, Soph. Or in your case, Soph, Magic Dave is what you'd want. No clothes. I'm not doing no clothes. No, I don't want a Twitch ban, frankly. Grand Designs on 4. Yes. Yes, Grand Designs on 4. Thank you so much. That's the £15 target. And Dan Game Tank has also given £5. You absolute legends. We are now at £355. So we have smashed the target by a £5. I would love to keep raising money all the way through. We've got streams on tomorrow and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. If we can somehow raise another 95 quid and make it 450 quid by this time next week, that would be amazing. Thank you so much, Grand Designs on 4. Thank you, Dan Game Tank. That is brilliant. Thank you to every single one of you that has contributed, whether it's been £1, 15, 20 quid, 5 or whatever. Thank you so much. You lot are awesome. If going to be 500 will be great. If we can get 500, that's great. But at the same time, I'm happy. We're £5 over. If we can hit 400 quid by the end of next week, that's brilliant. 500 would be amazing, though. 500 would be amazing. But let's see. There you go. Anyway, moving on swiftly. That's enough of me waffling on. Let's bring in our guest because there is no Dave tonight, as we've said. This gentleman flew a very long way to come all the way to Timeless. He's been in our chat since, I think, pretty much the start of the year, I think. Pretty much, I think. You could probably tell we can chat. We can do the whole thing. But we finally got to meet him. And I was absolutely so super chuffed that he'd done this long-distance travel to come over. Just like Mike did the year before, come all the way from Canada. 11 months. So, yeah, nearly a year. So, he's been following me since before Christmas last year, which is insane. So, flew all the way over from the States. Absolutely fantastic. Also, as a streamer, I'm yet to see him on his streams because I finished just before an hour before. One day we'll catch him and we'll raid him. It's going to happen. I'll tell you, it's going to happen. One day, it's going to happen. Please welcome Drawn Unicycle, also known as Pierce. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Great to have you here.
It's always a good day.
And there you go. There is Pierce's channel in the chat. Thank you, Dan, for doing that. John Unicycle followed you on the 22nd of November last year. There you go. Because I know those that went to Timeless, do you recognise this handsome gentleman there, right there? and also,
she's
Chloe.
filling in for Dave. Is what's
Chloe's
actually
the
happening.
new Dave.
Yeah, that's what's really happening.
There you go. Dan's like, cat. Interesting. Em's like, interesting. There you go. Sophie says, I do not recognise him. Maybe next time. Maybe next year when we do Timeless next year. If you can try. I mean, he was saying that I've got to save all my money again and do it all over again.
I got to pay off the airfare.
I know, the airfare's the worst thing. That's it. Everything else
really
is. Right.
My sister works for Hilton, so the hotel was dirt cheap because I got a friends and family rate.
Nice. That's good. I didn't realise. Em says, I didn't realise I've been following that long. There you go. Em has been following for a long time as well. So there you go. And Danka, actually, around about the same time as Danka. So you and Danka have been watching around about the same time for about 11 months, give or take. So that's interesting that you guys started watching at the same time. So there you go. So, Pierce, firstly, thank you for being on the show. Greatly appreciate it. If you're not following Pierce, please go follow his link for his Twitch channel. Tell us what you stream.
So, a little bit of everything. I've pretty much done mostly retro so far. My capture card, which I stopped you from referring to somebody in the Discord, is not the greatest. It was a $30 capture card on Amazon. So it does the job for like retro stuff, but anything that can put out HDR or 4K, it just doesn't want to. Thankfully, the Series X and PS5, you can like stream from themselves, which is nice. But yeah, so mostly retro. We're doing Eternal Darkness, which is my second favorite game of all time for Spooky Month.
Okay, that's cool. So for people, how often do you stream?
Twice a week. I try.
Twice a week. Okay, and what days do you normally do?
Depends, because it's kind of just started. Very new. Maybe 2 months. I typically do it on the days that I don't go to the gym. So
there you go. Gozzo does a lot of retro stuff as well. He says, I have a life hike, HDMI cables. It's amazing.
Yeah, I have. I got all of the. This was instead of getting a retro tank because I think at the time I was making significantly less money with my day job, and the Hyperkin cables are like $30 a pop. So I just bought one for each console instead of a retro tank. Maybe would have been the same price. But now they got the 4K, which is $700. I'm like, oh, I did save money.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing. I mean, I'm very thankful to all the people who recommended this U Green one, because after spending 150 quid 4 years ago on the Razer Ripsaw and it dying on its arse, as people know, earlier this year, and I've only paid 30 quid for the U Green. And the fact that we are getting better streams on a PS5 and an Xbox Series X, we're not outputting at 720, we're outputting at 1080 now. And I was like, so you're telling me 150 quid Ripsaw could not do 1080, even though it's HD? I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I think I got skanks on that. But
I found Razer things are very hit or miss.
Some are good, some aren't. But, you know, we're not sponsored by them, so I don't give a fuck. If we are...
Stream at the gym.
Yeah. There's other decent products out there, Elgato and other number ones. So just see what works for you. That's what I'm going to say. Gosso says, I'm a retro gamer as well and love the retro vibes here.
Yeah.
Dan, people are saying when they followed. So Danka started following because we had Ashens on the show for the first time on a Monday night in October or November last year. I think it was October. So that probably makes sense. Or November. I remember that. Dan says, I followed after Proto Timeless, although I didn't chat for almost 5 months. Yeah, so you started following me. We met at Nottingham Video Games Expo. Jenny, good evening. How are you? DJ Mike says, Jordan Unicycle, you should stream at the gym. I'd watch you work out.
Nobody wants to see that. I promise.
There we go.
Nobody talks to me at the gym. It's not a pretty sight.
Well, there's gyms where no one talks to anybody. Is it all a bit odd? Or is it?
They all have their own friends, and I just kind of go in 45 minutes, do my thing, and get.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, you do better than me because I don't go to a gym full stop. Because I'm lazy. But there you go. Shall we crack on with the show tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, we are at our 189th show, and we've got 8 new games tonight, including the brand new Just Dance 2025. We've got A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead, which some of you may have seen that I was playing last Saturday. We've got Super Mario Party Jamboree. We've got Mechwarrior 5 Clans, and we've got Unknown 9 Awakening, and a brand new Turtles game, to name but a few. So let's crack on with the first one. Jesse, good evening. How are you? Mag doesn't even know anyone called Jim. True. I can't think of anyone called Jim. I'm actually trying to think. Trying to honestly think.
Over there?
Jim.
I have an uncle who's a Jim.
Uncle Jim.
Yeah.
Uncle Jim. Oh, no, that sounds wrong because of a certain personality that we don't talk about over here now. So let's not.
Oh, mine is a lead animator on Rick and Morty. So
see, that's cool. The Jim that we got over here, paedophile. Let's not go into that. No. Anyway, I can't say I'm similar. I didn't know about the channel until Timeless 2023. I followed all the socials to find out about the next one and stumbled across the Timeless review stream. And over a year on, I'm still here. Well, thank you all lot for all being here and sticking with it with all the craziness. Because let's face it, we didn't even know our co-host wasn't turning up until 5 minutes after we started the show. Such is life. So let's crack on with our first game. This came out last Tuesday. This is out on PS4, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and PC. And this is called Neva. Let's have a look at this.
Neva?
Now, before we talk about that wonderful game, hello, Kristen. Kristen has just raided us with 22 people. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. How are you doing? Hello. And also, I want to say hello to, where are they? Zidulan, thank you so much for being here as well. Welcome on in. This is Tuesday Night Gaming Chat with our guest, Pierce, also known as Drawn Unicycle. Thank you to Zorn for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. Lovely to have you here. Welcome. We are reviewing games that have come out over the last couple of weeks, and we've just seen the trailer for the first game, which is called Neva, which came out last Tuesday. Grand Designs on 4 immediately says the art style reminds me of Gris. That was the first thing when I saw this. If you're not familiar with Gris, great game. It is on Xbox Game Pass. I think it's even on PS Plus now. It's got that beautiful art style. Is it the same devs? I honestly don't know. If someone looks that up for me, let me know. Again, thank you for that follow. Fury, good to see you. He says a 9 all day long from the team. Oh, it is from the team behind Gris, so that makes sense. So it is the same team that made this game. So that all makes sense. There you go. This looks absolutely beautiful. I enjoyed Gris very much so. A game all about the different emotions of grief and everything, and this is obviously is again sort of taking you down an emotional road, emotional path with puzzles and stuff. So it's more of a game for like thinking and chilling rather than sort of action based, but it's all beautiful colors and everything. What is this your kind of game? Are you into sort of puzzle kind of games or things?
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it kind of also reminded me of Ori and the Wisp a little bit. Just in the way it looked kind of play style wise versus art style wise. It kind of looked more cinematic platformer. I will say platformers and I don't get along because I'm bad at them. Yeah. So, especially 2D ones. So it's definitely a game I would try. And hate myself if I don't get into because of how pretty it is. That's how I felt about Ori. Like immediately I was like, I don't like it, but I want to watch it.
Em says, I bought Gris ages ago and never got around to playing. Maybe I should. You should. It's very good. I'd say if it's anything like Gris, there are some parts that the platforming is very super easy, but there are some parts where it's all about the timing. So it can be quite a mixed bag. Dave Johnson, good evening. Hello, he's here. He said, hello there. I am here. Buckets. Also, hello, written bicycle. There you go. Dave, believe it or not, after that intro, is our community member of the month. Go find him on Ashen Stream. Is it Wednesday or Sunday you're on Ashen Stream? Dave, let us know. But he will be traveling down to see Ashens and working with
Better than Painted Tricycle. You don't want to go to their stream.
Painted Tricycle, yeah. Wednesday, tomorrow night then. Tomorrow night. Oh, well, I think I know who we might raid then after tomorrow night's stream. Also, people are getting scores in. If people are not familiar with the show, we don't review the games. I ask, normally my co-host is not here. And my guest, yeah, where is it? We might ask Chloe what the score is as well. We are try and get you to guess the score. I scour the internet for reviews for all the games that we talk about, and I get an average score. If you agree with it, you may not, but if you get it correct, the mods will give you a shout out in the chat. So let's have a look at some of the scores that are in chat so far, and then I'll ask our wonderful guest. So Fury said a 9 for this one. Manic says 8.5 Spirit Wolves out of 10 for this one. Danky says, I can probably say this is a 9 because I loved Gris. M said 8.5. Gozzo said a 9. 8. Oh, yeah, there you go, 8.5. Yeah, so you just rewrote that one. What else we got? This is a Dave replacement service. Where is Dave and why is Mag on screen? Pierce is a handsome devil. I'm not sure. This is not right. Oh, well, we didn't find out that Dave wasn't turning up to the show until 5 minutes after we started. So it's one of them. Can't be helped. Flame says 7.5. Manic's changed his score now. Says the cat says 8 meows out of 10. Or are you scoring for Chloe, Manic? Let me know. Jenny says a 7. iQuell says 8.5. Dave says, bugger, what is the game? It is Neva. It is Neva, which came out last Tuesday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and PC. Pierce, what do you reckon this got?
One, I feel like I need to be on more because this is great for my self-esteem. But I think an 8.5 for me.
8.5, okay. Any particular reasons?
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
I think the platforminess has me a little bit on the bias side. Mm-hmm. But it's just gorgeous.
Okay.
Like it looks like a watercolor painting.
Yeah, exactly.
Motion.
It's got that.
Yeah.
Thing. I like that. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Folks, last chance to get your scores in. As I said, this is Neva, which came out last Tuesday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. And if there are no more scores, Dave says a 7.5. Thank you, Dave. I can tell you that some of you were very close on getting this right, but our guest did get it right because this got an 8.5 out of 10. So well done. You got your first one right. Let's get a shout out. Let's also see. Also, iQuail, well done. You got it right. I'm going to scour now. Chloe technically got it right because Manic said that Chloe would say 8.5.
She told me a 9.
Oh, she told you a 9. Well, you can have one or the other. I don't
and then
mind.
She left.
And then she left. Oh, right. She was like, it needs more. Ems got it right. Well done, Ems. Blimey. Anybody else? If I've missed an 8.5. Manic said out 8.5 as well. Well done, Manic. So I think that's pretty much everyone as far as I can tell. Well done, everyone. But that is our first game. And starting high, which is pretty good. So
I definitely want to try it at the bare minimum.
It's something you've got to try. There you go. Sad would be a nice 9 on that score. I know, but he got an 8.5. So it's one of those, but could have been close. I do think when it first came out last week, it was pushing a 9, and then it's had a few, not bad reviews, but some reviews that are obviously not as raving as that. And I think that's just what edged the score down, but there you go. Wait, I need to be nice to... There you go. What does he says? Wait, I need to be nice to Pierce. It's easy. Hello, you handsome devil. Great accent too. I encourage Mag to use a voice modulator. He told me to piss off. I love working with my client. Thanks, Dave. I have got a voice
to make you
modulator as
sound
well.
more Jersey. Is that what that would do?
Yeah. Like chaos reigns. I don't know what you want me to say. More American? I don't know. God knows. Couldn't do American accent if it hit me in the face. But there you go. Now from something a bit calm to something a bit more energetic, and I know that a good friend of Timeless Gaming Convention, MZ Lee, has been super psyched for this because not only is Just Dance 2025 out as of last Tuesday, but Just Dance VR finally got a launch. And let's have a look at our next game. This came out last Tuesday. This is out on Switch, Xbox Series X, S, PS5, and all good VR stockists. This is Just Dance 2025.
Baby, we can't stop this fire. So when I beat the flames, I'm blowing it down, 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 down. One kiss will clean my mind. One kiss, one touch, it'll start inside. Oh, tell me about your love. Tell me about your love. Tell me about your love.
There you go. Ton more songs added in, plus this new VR version. Dave says, you can't go wrong with these games. 8 out of 10. How do you dance to My Heart Will Go? I was wondering that. Celine Dion. Maybe you just stand there like that.
Is it remixed?
I don't know. It said My Heart Will Go On with Celine Dion. But then there were some other ones, like some tracks from Madonna and Lady Gaga. Maybe it's dance remix. I don't know.
You know, they play that on every cruise ship, by the way.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. They're probably sick of people standing at the front of the boat. Pro music is great. Con cheesy dancing, 8.5. Dave says 8. Dave also said, neither could I. My American accent has offended 43 of the 52 states. Dave's on the mission there. Matt, good evening. Good to see you. Welcome on in. So yeah, this is more of what Just Dancers love. And I'm sure I'll get to see some of this at EGX because I know MZ is running a stage at EGX live on the Friday and Saturday, and they're running competitions. So they're going to be showcasing a lot of the games of Just Dance 2025. But
will you be videoed doing dancing again?
I don't know. She said she was going to try and rope me up into one of the competitions, and I was like, well, it depends if I'm there at the time. So I have put it on my itinerary to go visit the stage because I want to support her. But it doesn't mean that I'll get up on stage and do it. But we'll see. We'll see. It's one thing doing it at your own event. It's another thing doing it a thing that's got like thousands and thousands of people watching you. All right, that's like, and I'm probably going up against even like, oh god, that's not. Just pretend you are on the front of the Titanic with Leonardo DiCaprio for 5 minutes. Yeah, I'd be worried. Yeah, I'd be worried that his next 16-year-old date's going to turn up. Sorry, was that a bit too close to the mic?
I was going to say I'm over 26, so he doesn't care about me anymore.
He's fine. Yeah, he doesn't care for you. You've got anything else to do right now? Well, apart from play all the games that I'm supposed to try out, and I've got a number of meetings lined up, allegedly, but we'll see. I've seen John Unicycle play games where he had to move his body. I'm sure he's great at Just Dance. Are you a Just Dance fan? Now, Chris said
so, I have a brother who's 9 years younger than I am. So it's kind of like when my childhood ended, his kind of started, in a way. Like he was done being a toddler, basically. So I grew up in the Connect age because of him, and I was more on the Dance Central side, and he was on the Just Dance side. So we had Just Dance 3, and I had Just Dance Central 1. And I was like, no, this is better. The moves are better. It's more fluid. And then he was like, no, this is better. That's how he talked at the time. This is better.
Oh, man. It's one of them because obviously I was the Xbox, so Dance Central was my one. I did like the Dance Centrals, and I do think with the Kinect it was really good, but obviously that died out when they stopped using the Kinect. Grand Designs on 4 says, I feel these games don't need annual releases and the dances probably should be just downloadable, but possibly agree. I don't know whether the Just Dance fans would agree. I don't know. It depends. They seem to add bundles in anyway, don't they? So I don't know. Queeky, hello, how are you? Is it a slow dance as it's a standard version of My Heart Will Go On? It must be a slow dance. Must be. I've been playing Just Dance since 1983. Oh, yeah, I heard about that today. 6, the Prince of Persia Lost Crown team died so this could live. Sigh. Yeah, so for anyone who didn't know, we weren't going to talk about this because we'll probably talk about it on next week's show, but we'll cover very quickly. They've decided to can a sequel to Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, which came out in January. They brought out the one DLC, which I haven't played yet, and the team have all been let go. So there's no more DLCs and there's no more, there's no more Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, and apparently going to be greenlit a sequel. But again, Ubisoft said didn't make enough money. So Dynamite's ours. Except, ironically, it's the most successful game of theirs this year.
I haven't even seen a copy at Target or Walmart in months.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's mad. But yeah, but you could probably get about 500 copies of fucking Skull and Bones. But there you go. Because thanks, man. I'm feeling so good that I'm asked. Is it okay for me to give away 3 months of free Turbo on Discord? Yes, you can. If you want to put it in. I'm sure Sophie will tell you where to put that in the Discord. But if you want to give that away, Queequeg, well, we would greatly appreciate it. Lost Crown was one of the best games of the year. I agree. Will it feature in our top 15 games of the year? You'll have to watch our Christmas special at TNGC to find out. Anyway, scores for this. You better tell Pierce about his job at Timeless. Right, so hang on. Let me get back up to that.
I saw it.
Yeah. On stage at Timeless 2025. It's our first guest confirmed. Ubi is really streamlining now for this sale that's on the cards for the family. I know we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. And also the fact that they bigged up this year that they're going to do the Sands of Time remake, that makes me wonder that's anyway. I don't know what channel, Queequeg. DM me on Discord. I'll try and help you sort it. Thank you, Soph. Appreciate that. Anyway, back to Just Dance. We're already running late. I don't want to go further out from what we're supposed to be speaking about. What scores? Pierce, I'll start with you. And then chat, start throwing your scores in now because the chat's gone way too far for me to check.
7.5.
7.5.
The VR one sounds awesome because I was always more partial. Again, another reason why I was Dance Central more was because Just Dance was originally on the Wii. And I was like, all you have to do is this. You're not moving your body. That sucks, right? Now you can and then you can't now, but VR I think will finally get us there again.
Manic says 8.5 cheesy dances out of 10. Grand Designs out of 4 says 7 out of 10. Get your scores in, folks. Get your scores in. This is Just Dance 2025 and also Just Dance VR. It came out last Tuesday, and the normal version is on Switch, Xbox Series X and S and PS5, and the VR version is available on most VR suppliers, including PS2 VR. Grand Designs said 7. iQuell said a 7. Man, it says Chloe's going to guess 8 out of cheesy meows out of 10. M says 7.5. Flame says 8. Gozzo says 7. Any last guesses? If not, we are going to swiftly move on because I'm aware that we are running way behind tonight. I can tell you that quite a few people got this right. I remember a mate of mine got a high score at it. I think it was just Dance on the Wii, just by sitting down and waving the Wii remote around. That's probably one way. Yeah, there you go. Exactly what Pierce was saying. I can tell you this gets a decent, but no near groundbreaking 7 out of 10. So I think all the Just Dance fans would be disappointed with that score, but because it comes out as much as FIFA does, it's actually done better than FIFA. So, and FIFA's not FIFA anymore, is it? So there you go. So there you go. 7 out of 10. There you go. So shout outs going. Manic, congrats. You just snuck that in there. Just Gozzo, well done. iQuail, Grand Designs on 4, well done. Don't know who else said 7, but there you go. There you go. I was right. Hurrah! Flail, says Dave. Flaying at what? I don't know. The one life left scoring policy prevails. Yes, it does, Dennis. Yes, it does. iQuail says I'm on fire tonight. I was right. Hurry! Flails arms and gets a high score. There you go. The classic Just Dance games are much better. I mean, it's always going to be what you think of the tunes, and they've gone for a mix of new stuff and old stuff, and apparently there's a whole Ariana Grande pack, and I am not an Ariana Grande fan, I'm not going to lie. Music does nothing for me. So if you're a massive Ariana Grande fan, you might like it even more. I don't know. But that's what you got. 7 out of 10 for that. Let's talk about some gaming news, folks. Our first of 4 stories tonight. So this was announced literally after our show last week, I think on the Wednesday. Analogue, who made the really cool handheld gadget that had hundreds of games on, which was really, really awesome. There it is, ta-da, in all its glory, are now making a brand new N64 style console, right? It's going to be called the Analogue 3D. It will play all Nintendo 64 games, backwards compatibility, right? So your GoldenEye, Super Mario 64, Pilot Wings 64, it will play all those. But it's like a reimagining of the N64. So this for they don't get sued by Nintendo. They've been working on it for 4 years to make this work. Old N64 controllers will work on it, but you can buy new controllers to go with it as well. It is due out, I think, for pre-order October as of yesterday. Sorry, pre-orders went yesterday. You could start ordering it. I think I did hear rumors that it had sold out already. It runs everything in 4K as well, so it upscales all the old classic games into 4K. And there are modes that can change it back to CRT style. So you can have it old school, big TV with lines down it and all this shit that you used to get, which would never bothered us now. But if we look at it now, like never bothered us then, but we look at it now, we go, Christ, we had to put up with that. And it's roughly between £200 and £250 over here in the UK and $250 in the US. So seeing how well that did, I think it really would. Do we know what's inside it? Is it FPGA, reverse engine, custom boards? If my co-host was here, he'd be able to tell you.
I got it.
Go for it.
I know this really well.
No, go for it. Please tell me.
So it's FPGA, as with, I think, all but one analog devices. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. It's pretty cool. It has Wi-Fi, which is interesting.
Oh, okay.
I asked in some of the other communities that I'm in, and nobody can really give me a straight answer other than maybe it's for firmware updates. I personally think it would be awesome if it did some weird P2P matchmaking service where if you plugged in your controller, put in GoldenEye, turn the thing on, and then said, run this with Wi-Fi, it would just link you to like rando other analog 3Ds, or I think that's what they're called. And you'd be playing GoldenEye with like strangers on some P2P matchmaking. I think that would be cool. I don't know how that would work without getting a server and paying for it, but it has Wi-Fi. 8-Bit Do is making their own exclusive controller for it that, like you said, Mag, you can like buy on the side.
Yeah.
And it looks like a Switch controller. It just has less buttons.
Yeah. It's the Switch controller, what they call the Pro one, which looks like an Xbox controller. Yeah. But so it's like it's almost like 3 generations down, if it makes sense. Yeah.
If I didn't have a 64 that was ready to go, I'd so do it. And it's cool. The one that I'm curious about is, does it play Taz Attack? Because apparently Taz Attack is cartridge locked to only work on Australian systems.
Oh, okay.
Only in Australia, not even all PAL regions, because reasons they had, I'm sure.
iQuail pre-ordered one of these yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So that's cool. Has anybody else pre-ordered one? Let us know. But we think they're going to be amazing. So we'll see. We'll see what it comes with. But yeah, the fact that it can play the old cartridge is amazing. So all these people going to game fairs now are going to be like buying up N64 cartridges just like that.
They were already expensive.
Yeah. It's mad. It's mad. The Australian version is immune to poison. That's why, says DJ Mike. Obviously. But there you go. Yeah, pre-orders are now. I'm sure more stock will come in. Em says her brother has. So I'll see what it's like. Yes, let us know. When you get yours, please let us know what it's like. We'd like to know. Let us know on the show. Moving on to our next game. This also came out last Tuesday. This is a platform game, which I'll be honest, I didn't know much about. Except, one, I know it's going to be at EGX this weekend, even though it's been out a week already. But I also know that David Wise, responsible for doing all the Donkey Kong music and a lot of the Rare games, has worked on the soundtrack for this game. This came out on Xbox Series X and S, Switch, PS5 and PC. And this is, and this is going to be a handful to announce, but this is Nikderiko, I think that's how you pronounce it. The Magical World. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
Let the adventures begin. We just need to find our chest.
Have you seen his army?
Mean, tastier lunch.
I think we can make a deal with him.
Big, scary enemy.
Wish there were more like him. Dude, focus on the road.
So yeah, so some people are saying this is kind of a love letter to the sort of Crash Bandicoot games of eras. When they first said about this, I thought, oh, is it going to be more like a ukulele, Banjo-Kazooie kind of game? But no, it's more Crash Bandicoot. And Dan, thank you for doing the Xbox noise. Greatly appreciate it. So there you go. I love this, as it just feels like a mash of Donkey Kong Crash Bandicoot. Indeed.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that's like the best way of describing it. There you go. I'll saying the same.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think it's got that vibe. I will hopefully get to play this over the weekend, and I will let everyone know what I think of it. But it has caught my eye. But it's my kind of game as well, as just Dan's just said as well. Absolutely my type of game. I'm just hearing about it now. I know I'd only seen an advert a week ago, and then it was literally out. So it was, there you go, Crash Bandicong. There you go. Manic says 8 fluffy main characters out of 10. Danka says an 8. Pierce, what do you reckon to this game?
I kind of want it. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of want it. I'm wondering if it has a physical release, because if so, I would totally pick it up. Yeah, I was also looking at what you sent me to see if I could like try to pronounce the name too.
Yeah,
They didn't play it in the trailer. It would have been nice for them to say it, so we could all go, oh.
I know, and it doesn't. Yeah.
But yeah, kind of. I at first I was like, oh, 2D platformer. And then I saw the Crash inspired parts. Yeah. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll actually beat this one.
I like them. It's always funny. I always found the first Crash Bandicoot more difficult than the other ones, but there you go. But yeah, I would play this. This is right up my street, and the fact that you've got like people like David Wise doing stuff for it.
Soundtrack was great just from the trailer.
Yeah, I think it's right up street, which is going to be. Okay, let's have a look. Scores wise, got a couple of stuff. Obviously, Manic said an 8. Danka said an 8. Alexia said 8.5. Flame said an 8. Fury said a 7.5. M said an 8. Gozzo said an 8. iQuail said an 8 as well. So lots of games going out. Games Guru, good evening. How's you doing? And to be honest, the name of the title is going to be a headache to remember. Yeah, I'll be honest. The name of the game is not memorable whatsoever. I agree with this.
Nikderiko, was that it?
Yeah, Nikderiko. I don't know. I'll try and pronounce it correctly when I film it. What was it called again? Nikderiko, Barrico.
No.
Something like that.
I see what you're trying to do.
Yeah, let's have a look. Hang on. Have I got the correct? No. Who was? Something in the Magical World. There you go. We even talking games here. I don't know. We've gone from the realms of reality. I'm no expert on marketing, but I think picking a name people can pronounce is a good idea. I would agree.
I've heard that from people.
Yeah, it helps. It sounds like a small print run is coming soon, so they're actually going to do physical copies. It's an indie too. Debug deserve a much better deputy editor. Don't say that, Dan. You're doing a good job. But yeah, we'll try and get. Do you want me to try and get you a card when I'm at the show this weekend and see if we can get you a detailed copy so you can review it? Company to be announced, but there you go. I'm here for the new update about the patches for my dream robot vacuum. Wrong show. Just saying. Scores. What do you reckon?
This one's hard. I think I'm going to agree with most of the chatters I saw and go with an 8.
Okay. Going for 8.
I was between that and 8.5.
Okay.
That's where I kind of was, but I think I'm going to go with the majority vote here and
go with the majority. Okay.
Your wonderful group is not going to lead me astray.
No. Hopefully, the people have said 8 are guiding you in the right direction. Last chance, folks. This is Nico Daiko. I don't know. The Magical World.
That sounded right.
Which came out last Tuesday on Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, PS5, and PC. And this, I can tell you, if there's no more scores, Mike just snuck in there with an 8.5. Can tell you that this did do pretty well because this and the chat did not lead you astray because it did get an 8 out of 10. And Dave Johnson snuck his scoring just in time. I'll allow that. So it's perfect timing, Dave. Well done, Pierce. Your second one of the night. Well done. So let's get a shout out for our guest. Go follow his channel. Go watch him stream retro games amongst other things he'll be doing. And we will try and raid him at some point. We'll do that. I've just looked on Steam and it's not out yet. It is out. It is out. Because you can play it. So there you go. Unless something has drastically happened, but it is out. It is on the Xbox store, as far as I can tell. And I'll have a look when I play a long video in a minute. There you go. I'm moving from cutesy games. Congratulations to everyone who got it right. And don't forget, folks, all these people that are also getting shout-outs, do go follow them as well. Got it on Xbox One. There you go. Fury's got it. Trey's just said Xbox, so maybe it's only out at the moment. Maybe it will be out on PC, though. Will be out on PC. Maybe it comes out on PC this week. Ryan, hello. How you doing? The target's been hit. Yes, it has. We've hit that target, which is awesome for the charity. We'll talk more charity stuff in a bit. We're raising money for the wonderful Everyone Can! Exclamation everyone in chat. But thank you to everyone who's donated the last couple of weeks. But we're going to keep going and we're going to see if we can get to 400 quid by this time next week. Can you hit Dan? I don't know. Speak to Dan about that. Speak to HR. From cutesy platform games to a game that some of you may have seen me play on Saturday. This, based on the films, the 3 films that have been out, A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead. This is our next game. This came out last Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And for those who didn't see me play on it, I am going to play you the trailer now. Let's have a look at this. There you go. Queeky said the first and second movie is one of the best in the genre that's been made in the last 50 years, but the third one, oof, it was bad. I didn't mind the third one. I actually thought the second one was quite dull. I thought the first film was great, and I said this on Saturday, but bit of a mixed bag, really. But they kind of go down in order, I think. But the first film's great. But yes, a game based on the Quiet Place films, not with characters that you know from the games, but kind of takes place about a month after the most recent Quiet Place film, Day One, so a month after the aliens invade, and you play as a girl that is trying to get out of her hospital where she thought she was safe and get into another camp after, and this is not a spoiler because it happens at the start, after her boyfriend's death. So obviously a lot taken from Alien Isolation, but using the Quiet Place lore, there's a lot of things that feature in the films that feature in this game. Question is, does it translate to a good game? That's the thing. You're probably not going to like the score, but 6.5. The reason mic interaction been a bit buggy. We did use the online mic. So people who don't know, every time you make a certain noise in the game, whether it's opening a door, walking on glass or something, it alerts the monsters. But you can also have an option to turn on your mic on your PlayStation or your Xbox or your PC. And obviously, if you make noise, sneeze, talk, ever, it alerts the monsters. So there you go.
Not if you play while you're sick.
Yeah, I mean, this is why we only did it for the last 10 minutes of the stream, because I was just going to get fucked over constantly in that game by my chat alone with the alerts, let alone anything else. 8 not so quiet places out of 10. So we've got some scores. But yeah, before I give my opinion on it, Pierce, what do you reckon?
Well, I was going to say, is it bad that I'm bummed I missed that stream because I kind of wanted to set off alerts and get you killed? I was so upset. I forget what I was doing that day, but I was so upset. I think I was test driving cars that day. And I was like, just wanted to do one siren. Horror and I have an interesting relationship. I hate jump scares so much. I know yesterday, when Kristen raided in,
yes,
and I came alongside of her, I was like, if we play this game together, if it has jumps, I will punch a monitor. It's just gonna happen. I never saw the movies, but I really liked the take they used with the sign language and everything staying quiet. Like,
yeah.
I've never loved a franchise so much that I can't watch. I just thought that was so clever. Game, I'll give it a 7.5.
Okay, 7.5. I'm gonna say this now. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with the game. I'm going to be playing more of it, not on stream, but off stream. But I've got other games to finish first. But I did like that you had to be so careful with everything. Like, literally, just opening a door could cause it. To be fair, I got pretty far, and it was only in the last 10 minutes of stream that I actually got killed, because I stepped in a puddle of water and it was like all muddy and stuff, and the monster was quite close, so it got me. When we tried the voice thing, any little thing set that off, and I think that does need some adjustment. I also noticed that if I stood still, if the monster walks into you and bumps into you and you don't make a noise or don't move, it killed me as well, because it bumps and it fills you and then goes, ah. So I was like, oh, right, so I can't just stand still. I've got to constantly move. But I've never played a game since Alien Isolation that's had me so much on edge, because you've got to constantly move and constantly do things that even the slightest little thing will make a sound and could be game over. But
I watched my brother play it for sure.
Whereas Alien Isolation, if you didn't save and you only use a save point, you could lose a lot of progress. This is quite generous. So if you, in a certain area, you die, you pretty much end up back in that area, which I think is quite cool. So, and that's even in the most difficult level of the game, like difficulty setting. So it means you haven't got to backtrack for like 20, 30 minutes. You're literally back about a minute or so, which is not too bad.
That's
which
awesome.
I thought was quite good.
Oh, yeah.
So it's quite forgiving. Any more scores, folks? Get them in chat. This is A Quiet Place. The Road Ahead came out last Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And I know he's not here tonight, but congratulations to Blakey, who won the copy of the game. I believe the code has been sent out to him, and he gets to play it on Xbox Series X and S. So there you go. We are recreating this at Timeless. I will be the monster. Mag will be the murder victim. Jesse is a sexy mofo who survives, and Pierce will randomly turn up in tense scenes, dancing in the background for no reason. Then Dan walks in, looks at the camera and says, Dan, that's brutal. Thanks for that. I could see this being a bit of Marmite. I think it might be a 7. Flame says a 7. M says 7.5. Games Guru says 7.5. I am writing this now. Right, he's writing a script for next year. Also 7.5. Okay, folks. Sign me up, says Games Guru. Last chance, folks. If there's no more scores, I can tell you that this got... I'm down for it because Mag dies. Thanks, Safe. Love you, Sue. 7.5. So your third one right, Pierce. Third one right. And do you know what? It's interesting because when I did the stream and I said I'm not going to give away what the score is, the average scores were actually a lot higher. They were just above the 8 mark. And then obviously some other reviews come out. I know IGN gave it a 7 out of 10. and it's kind of just dropped it down a bit, so it's 7.5, but it's still really good considering it's not a proper big AAA game.
Yeah.
So I quite like it. I quite like it, and I'll continue to play it. But I honestly, no offense to Saber Inactive, when they sent me this, I knew I'd be interested. I didn't think this was going to be much good, and it proved me wrong. So I'm well chuffed that it got a 7.5, let alone anything else. So good on them. I just thought it might be a typical film cash-in and not so great. But yeah, it proved me wrong. So it's good. It's good.
Like RoboCop almost, how it was a licensed game, but it was like just amazing.
Yeah. Rogue City was absolutely fantastic game. Love that game so much. That was in our top 15 of last year. I know, Mag, Written Bicycle hasn't told you, but he and I colluded together to do you in. That's how we both cheated, and then we've got them all right. Well, there you go. Congratulations to everyone. But yeah, Pierce has missed one, so it's not a foolproof plan, Dave. I don't know where he's going. Saber and Rats also did World War Z, yes, and that was a cracking game. And they also did Conan Exiles and most recently Space Marine 2, which was awesome. You know, so there you go. So they've done some really good games. Really good games. Dave says he has to kill Pierce now. Can you at least wait till the end of the show, please?
If Chloe doesn't beat you to it, dude, there's
Chloe
a little
might
bit of a
just go for it. Anyway, moving on to a bit of news. Obviously, after our show, there was last week the Xbox Partner Showcase, which had a number of games. And I'm actually going to show you some highlights, courtesy of IGN, of said showcase. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on screen. What I'm going to try and do, is this going to run how I think it's going to run? Let me see. There you go. So that was basically an hour summed up in 8 minutes, courtesy of IGN. But that was everything announced last week at the Xbox Partner Showcase. Now, I'm going to quickly randomly go through. If there's any ones that people like the look of, let us know. I do know that Ems was like, not Ems, Count Neutral said Blindfire looks amazing. I think that looks really, really cool as well. But I get the feeling it's set in like almost like the Ghost Runner kind of things because I got the Ghost Runner mask. So I didn't know whether it's tied to that or not. Wasn't quite sure. Obviously, a couple of things. Alan Wake 2 final DLC, which is basically takes you all in, ties in with the game Control, as the Control DLC tied into Alan Wake. So that came out today. Animal Well, which I know is one of Dave's amazing games that he loved on PC, is now out on Xbox as well. Pirate Yakuza, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago, is getting pushed forward a week to February the 21st. They're bringing it forward a week, which is great. So that's next February. And the cycling game looks really cool. But there's two games that stood out for me personally. Obviously, I'm going to say Phasmophobia coming out next week on Xbox console. I would go whoop, but it was supposed to come out 2 years ago, and then they kept delaying it, so I don't really give a shit about that anymore. I think that's all.
It sounded familiar.
Yeah,
I knew it sounded familiar.
Yeah, I was just like, it was supposed to come out 2 Augusts ago, and it kept getting delayed, and now it's out. And I'm like, okay, fair enough, it's out in time for Halloween, but it's old news. There's other games that are better than that now, unfortunately. But anyone who's not played it can get it on that. But the two games that caught my eye, for me personally, again, with the link with Control, FBC Firebreak, Federal Bureau of Control. It is not the Control sequel that we are expecting. It's a completely separate game. So there is a Control sequel coming, but this is a multiplayer game set in the Control universe, and you play as a Firebreak team going against the Hiss. So it almost runs along the first Control game. I quite like the look of that. And they said it's not going to be a game that's going to have a season pass. It's not going to be a play to win. They're going to constantly add content to it and levels and things. And they're going to try and go, yeah, it's more like Team Fortress. So that sounds really, really cool. And obviously, off the success of Silent Hill 2, Bloober Team made a bold statement and said, we are no longer going to make shit games. And stated with their new game, Chronos, which was the very sort of Dead Space looking game with the monsters. Again, horror. Bloober Team do horror very, very well. I like the look of that, and that could be good. And Bloober Team have been doing really well recently, and especially with Silent Hill, how well they did with Silent Hill 2 remake. So let us know. Any standout games for you, Pierce? And chat, let us know as well.
So I had to pull up the list because I forget all of their names. Yeah. Wheel World, I was waiting for that to turn into a Dungeons of Hinterberg. If I've got the right game in my head, it looked very identical.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chronos, to me, I don't know how I felt about that. I honestly thought it was Dead Space.
Yeah, I
really thought it was Dead Space.
Remake. Yeah.
Until I saw the name, I'm like, wait, huh? What? No? Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Pirate Yakuza actually kind of has me a little excited.
Yeah, I think that's going to be good. I think that's going to be mad fun, Pirate Yakuza. But
Blindfire, I thought was a really neat concept. Oh no, here's the one. So Legend of Babu, the dog's adorable, but Mouse PI.
Yes,
I really was expecting it now that he's finally public domain to just go full Steamboat Mickey.
Yeah,
and I'm a little bummed they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Just wanted to slap Mickey Mouse's face right on him.
I thought they were going to do that, and then they've obviously backed off a little bit, but it's still got that.
I like it.
Vibes. Yeah,
I definitely like the vibe of it. I just think it would have been so rich. It was like public domain now. Bam! Steamboat Mickey shooter. Let's go.
Yeah. There is, as Alexia says, there is a Sailor Willy horror, though. There is that horror game that is very much. Yeah, so that's probably closer to it. So, but yeah, I think there's a good mix of stuff. I mean, people are saying, there's nothing that really stood out. But for me, there was games that stood out.
Yeah.
But I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. And obviously, this isn't exactly Xbox games. This is other people making. And obviously, the Alan Wake 2 thing is out for everybody. A lot of these games will be out on other platforms, but it's ones that they're mainly showcasing through Xbox.
Mistfall Hunter was the other one where I went,
Ah.
ooh, because it didn't have the same feel as like another Souls-like. You got to play as different characters. It was more party system based.
Yeah.
And I kind of miss party RPGs like that.
Yeah.
I grew up playing Summoner 2 on PS2, and it was very much that. And I missed it.
I think overall, it was a good mix of first-person shooters, sort of RPG, semi-Souls-likes, action games, some sort of more things, because obviously Subnautica 2 is coming to console as well, which they announced, and things like Animal World Puzzle. So it was kind of nicely balanced, I felt. Maybe it was a little bit too heavy on the action, but on this showcase, but I did think it was quite cool. But yeah, but there you go. Anyway,
no, I agree.
So there you go, folks. If you want to go check out everything, the Xbox Showcase is available on all good websites, and find it on YouTube, or you can go onto IGN and get that 8-minute thing that I ripped from there. So there you go. We will move on. No doubt we will find out about more games when it comes to the Game Awards in December. So we'll see plenty of other trailers. Maybe for some of those games we've just seen, some for new games we don't even know about yet. But let's move on to another game that came out last Thursday on Nintendo Switch. And this is the latest addition to join the Mario Party games. This is Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Oh, hey! Welcome to the biggest party of the year! We are so glad you could make it. We have 7 boards to play, including 2 returning classics, plus new items. Watch out for the super creepy dice block. Now, let's start off with a new board, shall we? I'll play as Pauline. Ooh, a Waluigi fan, I see. Fun. It looks like you've played before. What's that? Oh, you have it. Well then, beginner's luck. Charming. Now, this next minigame is special because the winner will be joined by a Jamboree buddy. There you go. You've done it again. Once you've earned one, your buddy can help you out in all sorts of ways. Careful though, they can also double your disadvantages. And if another player passes you on the board, your Jamboree buddy will tag along with them instead. Look at that! You're using the new Shop Hop box item. Very clever. Better stock up though. I'm coming for you. You had enough coins to buy a star? That's great! You're playing so great! Your Jamboree buddy got one too? That is also great! Well, it's just, I'm so happy for you. But it's not over yet. There's still plenty of time for my triumphant comeback. I got this. You can get the festivities started in the Super Mario Party Jamboree game. Available now only on the Nintendo Switch system.
There you go, folks. So this is the latest Super Mario Party game. Bringing back some iconic maps, bringing in some new maps, some new game modes, and a load more games. And this is the sort of game that makes or breaks friendships all the time. Unfortunately, this is not something I'm going to be streaming because I can't really do it without people here. So that ain't going to happen. It also includes 3 months Nintendo Online membership. That's not too bad. I'd rather play the classic Mario Party, which is best on the N64. People are going quite high with this. 9 from Manic, 8 from Danker, 8 from Gozzo, 8.5 from Ems. This has got, I'm not going to sway you, but this has had very varied mixed reviews. So this has got very different reviews across the board. And I'll tell you what some of the reviews are once we get the scores out. So I found this quite interesting, this one. Pierce, your thoughts on Mario Party?
Throw the cat at you. I also feel very mixed about it. I love Mario Party so much. I love some pros to this. One, it was nice to see that they actually added like new content. When it was originally shown to me, I thought it was just new boards and a couple new characters. And that kind of led me to the thing that hurts me the most, which is it feels like it could just be DLC for the last Mario Party. I really thought on the Direct, that's where they were going. It's the Jamboree DLC, not Mario Party Jamboree, brand new standalone game. Give us another $60. Something I do like about it, though, hopefully Switch Online works for it. But you can go up to 12 players, if I'm not mistaken. 12 or 16. It's some
really? Okay, that's
double-digit number in that range. It's 8? Yeah.
Oh, no, 8
players. I thought it was 12, but...
No. He's saying it's 8 was his score because it's Mario. 8 out of 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm good. Yeah. I'm fine. Everything's great. Yeah, I think it's like 12 players you can play with, which is pretty cool. So technically, if you had enough people in the community who had it, you could do a community night for it. You don't have to be in the same room as them, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I feel very mixed about it too. I'm going to say 8.5, kind of agreeing with Dave because it's a Mario Party.
Okay.
I know myself as well as other people do love this franchise, and I haven't had to buy one, but I do know people buy I'm sorry for what I said in Mario Party cakes.
Yeah.
I haven't had to buy one though. I say everything after they leave.
Again, Mario Party makes or breaks friendships. There you go. Even behind closed doors. Anyone else want to get their scores in? People are scoring quite high for this. Lots of 8s, 8.5s. You said an 8.5 yourself, Pierce. Anybody else want to get scores in? Let me know. This came out last Thursday on Nintendo Switch and is Super Mario Party Jamboree. Flame says an 8. Matt says a 7.5. Dan says, I want a Mario Party apology cake. There you go. One-handed gamer. Hello, good sir. Good to see you. 7.5 as well. Any more scores? This is your last call. And I can tell you that this really divided people. So I saw, let me just bring up my notes. I saw this get as high as 9 out of 10 on some reviews and some that only gave it a 6 out of 10. It was so diverse, the review scores for this. And it's really interesting. I think you've got to be a fan of it to love it. And some people that reviewed it just weren't. But bearing all the reviews that were coming in, it grounded it at an average of a 7.5. Which is annoying because actually a lot of the reviews, again, a bit like The Quiet Place, were quite high at the start. And then it seems to have had more lesser reviews. Yeah, but 7.5, which... if you love those games, it's all good. One other gamer, congratulations, you got it right. Matt, you got it right. Well done. You guys got it right. Yeah, you too. Well done. Congratulations. You get shout-outs, which is pretty freaking awesome. So there you go. Well done. Well done. And going from super cute games to something a bit more serious, we are going to jump in our mechs. This is available on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and came to Game Pass as well last Thursday. This is the latest installment in Mechwarrior 5. This is Mechwarrior 5 Clans. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
We are Smoke Jaguar, true-born warriors selectively bred for war over generations. Our destiny to one day return from exile and reclaim Terra will not be handed to us.
What clan dares challenge us in our home system?
It is not clan in origin.
How is that possible?
The great houses of the Inner Sphere know the secret location of our home world.
Now,
it is only a matter of time before they bring their never-ending war to our doorsteps.
It's time for us to move on. What of the other clans? Are we go for now? We begin the first stage of Operation Revival by laying claim to the outer periphery. No more tricks, no more lies, no more holes for you and your rats to scurry back to.
You belong to Smoke Jaguar now.
Welcome to the 362nd, the Silver Jaguars.
You talk back to Sakon Weaver like a free birth. Kill anyone who stands in your way.
cannot go unpunished. Fire everything. Real Mechwarriors should be combat ready the second they hit Outpost.
This world has been pacified. Prepare to rejoin the Armada. Ready yourselves. The true invasion of the Inner Sphere begins now.
One day you two will have to step up and decide what kind of future you're willing to fight for. No matter who stands in your way.
What say you, Star Commander?
Make a instant look over your glorious rise, Kid Jathan.
We could use skilled pilots in the fight ahead.
Good hunting.
What are we waiting for?
We were made for this.
There you go, folks. That is Mechwarrior 5 Clans, which came out last Thursday. It was due to come out a couple of weeks ago, but got delayed, a slight delay by a couple of weeks. But as I say, landed on Game Pass day one last week. So I've not played a Mechwarrior game for donkeys, but I do remember playing it on PC back in the 90s and absolutely loving it. Now, the one thing they've said about this one is the story is absolutely superb, as you can see from the trailer from that. That is all the footage that you see from the trailer of the game. And if you love your Mechwarrior stuff, the single-player campaign is absolutely fantastic. They have said there are quite a few bugs with the multiplayer, but it is being sorted out, and there are patches to come with any multiplayer game. But generally, it's a pretty damn good story and good fun if you like your mech games or a good shoot 'em up with some good story. Pierce, your thoughts on this?
I can't remember the last time I saw a game quite like that. And I feel like maybe that's just because I know I mentioned it before where we get a lot of Souls-like games, it feels like anymore. It was kind of refreshing to see this genre brought back.
Yeah.
I kind of like the way it looks. I'm not the biggest mech fan. However, like I know a lot of people who will really, really, really like this.
Yeah.
Game Mistress being one of them, actually.
Yes.
She loves mech games. So I know if she saw this, she'd probably get very excited about it. Yeah, I really like the way it looks. The story, like you said, looks fantastic. And the character models look really good. And they're not doing that like weird mouth thing you see sometimes in Unreal Engine where they're like this a lot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe not my game, but definitely a good one for sure. At least by its look.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And obviously, if you have got Game Pass, you can try it out, see what you think, which is always cool.
Also, it looked like for a moment they were piloting a plane too. So it looks like there's a dogfighting element.
I'm not aware that there is, but if anyone knows in chat, let me know. Let me know. What do you reckon? Manic, I did say it was a Game Pass. It came to Day Pass on day one on Thursday, last Thursday. As I said, it was due to come out a couple of weeks ago because we were due to talk about it on the talk show, but it got delayed. And then they announced it literally a few weeks back that it was going to be on Game Pass. What would you give it? What score would you give it, Pierce?
I'm trying to think because I want to be a little bit more optimistic than what I'm seeing. But you also mentioned the multiplayer issue.
Yeah.
So I might go with a 7.5 and be a little bit more pessimistic.
Okay.
Just because of that. I know that can sway things. So.
Well, Fury is going with the same score as you're saying, 7.5 classic heavy metal action. Games Guru, Gozzo, Danka have all said 8. Folks, get your scores in. This is for Mechwarrior 5 Clans, which came out last Thursday on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and it's also on Game Pass. Flame says 7 out of 10. If there are no more scores, Matt just snuck in there with an 8 as well. Any more scores? Last chance before we move on. 3, 2, 1. I can tell you that quite a few people in the chat did get this right because this did, despite the multiplayer issues, average an 8 out of 10. So there you go, 8 out of 10. So well done to Matt, Games Guru, Gozzo, and Danka.
I would have been wrong anyway. My original thought was 8.5.
Okay. So You're close. But there you go. So 8 out of 10 for that one. Go check it out. Fingers crossed. Here come the shout outs. Congratulations to everyone who got that right. Now, our next news story. This coming week, brand new Call of Duty comes out. And we'll be talking about it on, we should be talking on next week's show. Let me make sure we are. Yes, we will be talking on next week's show. And I will be playing it next month because obviously we're still doing all the horror content to raise money for everyone can. More about that in a minute. However, a few leaks came out and we're now not talking about this year's Call of Duty. We're going to talk about next year's Call of Duty because there have been a number of things that have been leaked from pretty reliable sources that basically have stated that 2025's Call of Duty is more likely to be a sequel to let me think. What's the one we're getting? I can't remember the name of it now. Stupidly.
Black Ops 6?
6. So we're getting Black Ops 6 this week, sorry. And this new game could potentially be Black Ops 2 sequel. And you kind of go, Let me explain. Because Black Ops 6 is set in more times that have recently happened. But some of the other Black Ops games have been set in different years. Now, ironically, Black Ops 2 was set in 2025. And we're going to be in 2025 next year. And some of the other games were set in the 2030s, which went a bit more technical. So this could be a big sequel to Black Ops 2. So it would all make sense because it would fit within the timeline. They have said that the new features like the human shield and the omnidirectional jump are all going to feature in next year's game. And yes, there will be a new zombies mode as well, just like we're getting new zombies in there. So a number of things have been leaked. Question is, do we reckon this new Call of Duty is going to basically blow all the others out of the water? Because let's face it, the last 3 years or so, they've all been a bit meh. Okay? They've not set the world on fire, and especially last year's, which really died on its arse, even though it's still one of the biggest selling games of the last year. Do we think that if this goes well, then that's going to basically set a precedent for the games that the Black Ops games generally do better than the other ones, say, as like compared to Advanced Warfare or Modern Warfare?
I could definitely see that. I feel like they have been. Honestly, Call of Duty is kind of huge where I work in our office. There's a lot of them who play on Xbox together. I don't know how excited. I think they're on the opposite end where they like the more traditional Call of Duty versus the Black Ops games. I haven't heard too much rumble from that row regarding Black Ops 6. I think they're still in the last one. So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around the Black Ops 2 too.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's going to be a sequel, but might not be a sequel in name because it might be Black Ops 7.
Yeah.
But then it might be a direct sequel because they've said one of the main protagonists from Black Ops 2 is going to be in this game.
Okay.
So that's how the story continues. So, yeah, we could play a 2025 game in 2025, if that makes sense.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love when that happens.
Nuts. It's nuts. But there you go. No doubt we'll find out more, but we shall see how the new Call of Duty does when we talk about it on the show next week. And I will be streaming it at some point in November. So look out for that because I have not done a Call of Duty stream, as in the mainline games, ever.
Ooh.
I've only ever done Warzone, where we've done so there you go. The numbers, Mason, the numbers, says. There you go. A futuristic 2025. I'm looking forward to it, but I love zombies. They need to go back to the OG way of playing zombies. I'll be interested to see how this new zombies mode goes. So there you go. Matt, good night. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Take care. Thank you for being here. Now, I did mention, obviously, got new games that are coming out. And obviously, I'm not showcasing a lot of them because we're showcasing a lot of horror games because we are raising money for the wonderful Everyone Can charity. And if you don't know, we have smashed the target thanks to you lot, you amazing viewers out there. You've been brilliant. But if we can raise some more money between now and Halloween, that would be amazing. And if you don't know what Everyone Can does, here is a short video all about the amazing centre. Check this out.
Here at Everyone Can, we provide free gaming sessions for groups of disabled children and disabled adults. Every week, we get up to 25 gamers coming to the centre to play together and have fun. We ensure that everyone can game, so if we have a physically disabled child or adult that can't use a regular gaming controller, we can set them up using assistive technology. We usually try and get a gamer to come in for a one-to-one assessment first, so we can set them up with the correct equipment, and then as soon as they come in, we know exactly what they need and we can get them gaming alongside others. For children or adults that don't need assistive technology and maybe have a neurodiverse disability such as autism, Asperger's or a learning disability, it's about getting them socialising, about getting them gaining confidence, making friends and just having fun. At Everyone Can, we've built a really safe, comfortable space where everyone can come and do what they love and game together. Our gaming sessions are always free for disabled children and disabled adults, but that means we need your help. You can help fund our gaming sessions through donations. On our website, you can donate to us at everyonecan.org.uk. You can get involved for our annual fundraiser, Game Together, or you can organise your own fundraiser at work, at home, a bake sale, a movie night, whatever you can think of. Businesses can also help our charity by organising an office fundraiser, or if you select a charity of the year, it'd be amazing if you consider Everyone Can. We also look for sponsorship throughout the year for our annual fundraiser, as well as special gaming sessions we do for children throughout the year, and we need sponsorship to help support those events. There's lots of ways you can get involved.
So there you go, the amazing Everyone Can. And we have raised, thanks to you lot, over £355 so far. We are going to keep that total running all the way up to our final stream, which is just before Halloween, which is Wednesday next week. If we can get over 400 quid, I'll be absolutely over the moon. But thank you to all of you. If you want more information, exclamation everyone in chat, or if you'd like to donate, whether it's £1, £5, whatever you can afford, have a look at the little donate button underneath my screen, where normally there's a sub button. Don't worry about subs. I don't care about them this month. Click on that. Donate to the charity because that's where I want your money to go and give to such a worthwhile cause. They are a fantastic, fantastic organisation. We've supported them for the last 2 years at Timeless Gaming Convention. And whatever we've raised at Timeless Gaming Convention, we've then tried to double here live on stream by me playing Halloween games and shitting myself. So there you go. Thank you so much.
That's very money.
It's all good. It's good. And it all buys some amazing equipment and does some amazing things. The team are wonderful. They're wonderful, wonderful people. So I know Jules will be absolutely over the moon. Let's move on to our last two games of the night. Plus, we've got one more little bit of news for you. So we did have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game come out earlier this year, which wasn't very good because it was kind of more design over actual gameplay, and it did kind of go very mid, like it got like 5 out of 10s. Now this time someone else has brought out a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game literally about 3 months after this last one, but based more on the Nickelodeon cartoon. This came out on Friday for PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch and PC, and this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants Unleashed. Let's have a look at this.
This is not an emergency drill.
Let's run. It's gonna blow.
Something is happening to the mutants we know. And to the new ones that recently arrived.
I lost all impulse control.
Could there be something in the water making you crazy?
Some kind of organic protein.
Who is behind this?
Who the heck is that?
Only the Ninja Turtles can find out and fix this.
Yeah, so about that clearly evil plan.
is an adventure like they've never faced before. And for that, they'll go all over the city. It might seem exhausting, but they're not alone.
Perfect timing. Race away.
And they have lots of pizza.
PlayStation.
There you go, PlayStation noise. I'm sure Dan will put that in the chat in a minute. But yes, so the last Turtles game, which we got a couple of months ago, was only 5 levels long, and you could finish it in about 20 minutes, and everyone was like, this is not good. But they've taken more of the Nickelodeon cartoon style, a bit more of a sort of top-down brawler with lots of extra little features, which looks a lot better. But the question is it? So we'll find out. Pierce, your thoughts on Turtles? Are you a Turtles fan generally? No.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry.
It's a big part of my childhood, but it's interesting. So it looks like it has like a hub world almost.
Yes,
I was kind of watching it right. Which I kind of like that idea, like Wanted Dead or Astral Chain or something like that. I did like some of the skin packs because one of the things is I didn't love the way it looked. It looked kind of like a GameCube game to me.
Okay.
It didn't look super modern. Now I'm also one of those people who's like, if it plays amazing and is super fun, then I don't really care what it looks like. So, so I'm hoping that, but I did like some of the skin packs. They kind of fixed the aesthetic, and I'm like, oh, okay. So you chose to make it look like this. It wasn't something else.
Yeah.
That made me feel a little bit better. Like as long as the game has a soul, which it seems like it does.
Yeah. I think a lot more thought has been put into this one than the previous one.
Yeah. And I like that with all the little interactables and all the characters that seem like they're actually voiced too, which is interesting because that's not always something. Even today, a lot of people, especially smaller studios, will voice every single character. And that was a big deal about even Final Fantasy 16, where I think 99% of the characters were voiced, if not all of them. So
I give this one a whirl. I wouldn't do one. I've got friends who reviewed the last one and were like, just how can I review this? You finish it in 20 minutes. But this looks like it's a proper finished game. Am I a fan of the Nickelodeon cartoon? No, I preferred it back in the days when it was the 90s, but that's me because I'm an old git. But stuff like Turtles in Time, which Fury mentioned, love those games. Shredder's Revenge, which came out 2 years ago, great game. Still one of the best ones more recently. But this might hold up. We shall see. Folks, get your scores in. Fury said 7.5. Buy the 1987 skin pack for $2.99 and squint a little. It's like Turtles in Time, sort of. Yeah, it's Turtles, I guess. Danka says 7.5. Might as well play it safe. Gozzo, 7.5. Ems, 7 out of 10. Chat, get your scores in now. Let us know what you think this might be. Pierce, what do you reckon this has got?
I kind of agree with the 7.5. I know Turtles before Shredder's Revenge did not have a good run video game wise. No. And I heard nothing but positives about Shredder's Revenge. And I saw gameplay of it, and it looks like Turtles 4. Yeah. Almost on Super Nintendo. I was like, this looks like a game I would really enjoy playing.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that they kind of don't stay down in the dumps like they did during the GameCube era. Hoping they rise up. So 7.5.
Okay, 7.5. Ems has come in, said a 7. Flame has said a 7. So we're getting 7.5, 7. Everyone seems to be around the same time. Last chance, folks. Get your scores in. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants Unleashed, which came out last Friday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and PC. Alexia says 7 out of 10. And Manic says 7.5 Shredder. We're out of 10. Games Guru says 7.5 as well. If there are no more scores, I can tell you that this Didn't rate as highly as Shredder's Revenge, but certainly did better than that Turtles game that came out in August, because this got a very decent 7 out of 10 on average. So you were very, very close. Some of you were like 0.5 away, but well done to Alexia, well done to Flame, well done to Ems. You were all very, very bang on the money there, and some of you were so close. But yeah, it's
called Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah. So this one's called the other one was called Mutant Mayhem. That's correct. Yeah, and this is called Mutants Unleashed. So yeah, that's why there was a bit of confusion over it, because then everyone thought it was just one game, and it turns out it was two. It's like, ooh, okay. So and luckily this one is made by people that we know, and we were trying to get to Timeless, but they couldn't commit because we were hoping that they were going to showcase the game, but they couldn't.
Awesome.
But luckily, Jesse will know, because Jesse's old offices were right next door to them. The people next door to them were involved with this game, so luckily it gets decent reviews, so they should be happy. Our final game of the night, ladies and gents, is a game that I'm in two minds whether I'm going to stream this or not. I am going to get to try this out at EGX this week. This came out on Friday, PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, and PC. But it does seem to be very similar to some other games that we've seen this year. But we'll let you decide. This is Unknown 9 Awakening. Let's have a look at the trailer.
Won't you at least tell me what we're doing here? All I know is that it's serious.
It's more than serious, Luna. It is dangerous. In my experience, the greatest harm often comes from the best intentions.
The cycle is starting again. How many more times must we endure the vanity of the Nine?
When there isn't a path to be found,
make one.
You've been here before, countless times, and so shall you be here again. In fact, you're here right now.
There you go. So that is Unknown 9 Awakening. Now, this caught my attention when they first showed the trailers last year, and I was like, this looks quite good. But ironically, we had another game out that was very similar to this back in February, and some of you may know, which was quite well received, which was Banishers, which was the game that you played where you and a wife basically ghost hunting crew, and unfortunately your wife gets murdered. That's not a spoiler, it happens right at the start. But you use the abilities and you can bounce between her as a ghost and you to banish the ghosts out of basically a condemned town. This has that feel with the same thing of going around, opening boxes, walking through crevices, combat, that kind of feel to it. But it does take other elements into it. So basically, there's a thing that you can actually possess people and make them turn against the other enemies. So they attack, or you can set it up where you possess a number of other people. And so you saw the one guy will just turn around and shoot the barrel that's next to him to blow them all up. So there's clever little things you can do there. But there is a lot of combat and other things involved. Yeah, this one, Fury, is set in a more of a steampunk kind of era, different era to what Banishers was, more of a 1900s, I think, era kind of thing, I think. So it's got some interesting ideas, but it's whether it can pull it off. Pierce, your thoughts on this one?
So when I first saw it, I was like, a little Assassin's Creed vibe to it with some flintlock. I saw a lot of flintlock.
Yes.
And maybe it was because I didn't see the Banisher stream, but
Yeah.
as I was watching it, I think I got more into it. Like it looked more and more interesting as like the telekinetic strikes happened, some of the psionic attacks and everything. And then when it came to some of the other pieces, including the kind of like possession thing, I don't know if it's just because I just played Mindjack, but it kind of gave me that impression where Mindjack, you can kind of just go back and forth between people. And I really enjoyed that game. It was dumb, but it was dumb fun. And I feel like if this can kind of be dumb fun with a little bit more smart to it, I would really enjoy this. It kind of hurt me a little bit when I read Dankers. I looked and it's not getting good reviews. I'm like, no, it looks so fun.
Yeah, this is the thing, because I was potentially gonna stream this. But I'm now gonna wait, and you'll see why I'm gonna say I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I'm gonna try it at the show in London this weekend, and then I'll make my mind up as to whether I bother with it or not. So it is a bit of a tricky one, I'll be honest. But
that makes sense.
Yeah, because it is similar to some other games that I've played this year, and I'm kind of like, well, is this actually bringing anything new? And it's like, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. So it's a bit of a tough one.
It's giving Souls-like, but feel fully in that vein.
Yeah, which was what Banishers was. There was elements where you did have to block and that, but it's not like totally punishing. Like if you lose a fight, you can just carry on fighting, you know, and there's ways around it. But I enjoyed Banishers quite a lot, but it still was only about a 7.5 out of 10 game, really. Even though I've sunk a lot of hours into that. And Flintlock, I think, got a 7 out of 10. I played that on stream. That was okay. That was more Soulsy, I'd say. But yeah, it's one of those. We've got some scores in the chat. Manic saying a 7. Danka saying a 6. Gozzo saying a 6. M saying 6.5. Chat, get your scores in now. What you reckon that this got our last game of the night? Pierce, what do you reckon?
I'm going to ignore the chat and go with 7.5 because I really wanted to do great.
Okay. 7.5. Okay. Fury says 7. A great world, a weak tale, but very 360 era gameplay loop. Stealth edge falls off halfway through. So there you go. Flame says a 6. Okay, so there you go. So we got various views. Last chance, folks. Unknown 9 Awakening came out last Friday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, and PC. And if there are no other scores, I can tell you that unfortunately, this averaged a 5.5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It did not get good reviews. Mainly for, as Fury said, the stealth element. Stealth element is a bit crap. The stealth, like, you can get noticed and there's no real repercussions, and it's some of the easiest stealth that you can do. The combat is dreadful, and there is terrible frame rate drops when fighting. But you're also, as much as fun as it is to use the things to trigger off all the bad guys and get them fighting against each other, the actual combat and the AI is so bad, it's kind of like, well, why bother? You can just go around punching everyone. Some of them just get stuck, so you can just take them out easy. So it feels like it's been rushed and brought out in a pretty poor state. So unfortunately, no one got that right. Exactly, Dan. Dan, give yourself a shout out.
It really is Mindjack.
Yeah.
Mindjack on release got a 4, and I loved it. It was not good, but it was so much fun. So maybe I'll play this and think the same thing. Like, no, this game's bad, but it's good bad.
Yeah. See, and what I'm going to want to do is, because this was definitely going to go in the schedule for next month, and now I'm like, oh, I might take it out, but I'm going to go play at the show and see what I think. Now, I might only get a 10-15 minute demo of it, but if I like that demo, I'll give it a shout and give it a try. And if I don't, we won't bother with it. But I'll always try and give fair shouts to games anyway. So there you go. Dan gets a shout out. He's giving himself a shout out. And we're giving a shout out to Debug Magazine. And their brand new issue of Debug Magazine is out today. I just looked up the game on Metacritic and the score is even worse. The user score is 2 out of 10. Oh my God. So the user score is even worse. Damn, that is really, really bad. So there you go. So yeah, it's getting absolutely review bombed on Steam. But reviewer wise, 5.5 on average. So not great. Not great. You might get some fun out of it. Fury got some fun out of it, but, not great. Final bit of news, and then we've got some extra games to talk about before we wrap up the show. So, more leaks, as we said. This is an interesting one because nobody really knows what it is. And we tried to get some more information on it, but it's all been taken off the internet before we could get it. But a mysterious Nintendo game got leaked literally yesterday. This got leaked yesterday because this said new Nintendo game was going to be play tested as of today. And a number of people had signed up to play test this game and had signed a disclosure agreement saying you are not allowed to share this in Discord, not allowed to share this on social media, blah, 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 blah. And they basically signed the agreement and just didn't fucking listen. And it was all over Twitter/X. As of yesterday, there was images, there was information. And from what little bits we've managed to gather, a lot of it's already been taken down. But it is a new game that Nintendo are trying out, which apparently is 2.2 gigabytes. So we know the file size of it. It's huge. So this could potentially be something for the next Switch, possibly. But it's a social network game. So when you used to have the social networks on Nintendo, like the Wii and everything, this is kind of like that. But the basis of it is that you get a plot of land that you can build and cultivate in a said area, and no one can come and get you or attack you or do anything to that because you've got like these beacons. But then you can go outside into the world and meet other Nintendo players and place beacons and items, but then you can either win them or lose them depending on what you do or how you cultivate the land. That's about as much information we got. So I'm like, are they going for a full-on experience kind of thing? But the other thing is, not being funny, I get sent games and I have to sign disclosure agreements. So some games I get, like Star Wars Outlaws, I had it nearly 2 weeks before it came out. And then I did the stream about 4 days after it came out. So I wasn't going to get done for talking about it. I stick to my disclosure agreements when I'm given them, when I get them. Why are people thinking this is okay to sign this and then go, hey, chuck up on the internet because we don't care? Because it's
I
really
would be
dumb.
terrified because Nintendo right now is so, like, their lawyers are just lined up and ready. They're like, go Steve, go John, go Sue, go Deb, go get those guys.
Yeah,
like, I would be terrified if I got something from Nintendo and they're like, tell no one.
Yeah,
and I went and, okay, I guess I don't have an apartment anymore. I will never live anywhere again.
They are hardcore and they will sue the shit out of you.
Yeah, and now I'm donating Chloe's plasma to pay for my legal bills.
I find it nuts that is a thing. But what, chat, I'd like to know, why do you think that people think it's okay to basically sign an agreement and then go against it? I think it's nuts, but we'll probably find out more. I know a lot of the images and stuff have been taken down off Twitter and X. I think it's mad. Live by embargo or die by embargo. It's a small industry and everyone talks and everyone knows exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I say I have had many embargo or disclosure agreements I've adhered to. When I did the test drive game a couple of weeks back, they said, look, we're going to send it you a week early, but please don't show anything until day release. Well, ironically, I was doing it 2 days after release because of the way I wrote my schedule. So there you go. I don't think people had to sign anything, just got told to not say anything. But there was a form. You had to fill out a form before you did it. There was a form. I've seen pictures of the form. So if you wanted to take part in this playtest that's happening today, you had to basically fill out the online form.
Yeah, even I signed up for one. I didn't get it, so I'm going to talk about it. But for Genshin Impact, their Xbox Series line, I was like, I have a Series X. I'll do it. And the amount of paperwork I had to sign, and I didn't even get the NDA. They're like, if we select you, you'll have more. Congratulations, you won papers.
Yeah.
Basically saying, I will not stream this. I will not share photos. I will not do this. I will not do that. I will not do this. I own a Series X. I will give you my serial number. All this crazy
Yeah.
stuff. I didn't even do it.
No, it's mad. Wait, I got some things that I am going to be trying out for Avalanche Studios, which I'm not allowed to talk about. But the contracts are watertight, and they would shut my channel down in a heartbeat. There you go. It takes major balls to turn on any of the big three, as they will blacklist you in a heartbeat. Yeah, I would never consider doing it. I'd never consider doing it. If they're good enough to give me a copy of a game or play test a game for me to try out, then I would honor it. I would not take the piss with it.
Yeah.
Just saying. So there you go. But no doubt we will find out more about this mysterious Nintendo Online
I find
game.
it interesting because Game Freak just got leaked too, not long before. And yeah, Nintendo, man, things are really interesting on the Nintendo front. Between the leaks, the hacks, them going after everything that lives and breathes their content. It's
heavy.
Interesting.
Yeah, big time. If we get any more information, we will let you know on the show. Manic says he got 5 out of 8 right today. Well done, Manic. Well done. For some extra games that we didn't have time to mention, there's 4 games that also are out. I will chuck the trailers in the Discord for you to check out. But here are some games that you might be interested in as well. Last Tuesday on Nintendo Switch, the investigative anime game 9RIP came out. Got a whopping 8.5 out of 10. So if you like those kind of games, go check it out. On Thursday last week, we had 3 other games. We had the fighting battle game called Blazing Strike, which came out on PS4, 5, Switch, and PC. Unfortunately, not that great. Averaged a 5 out of 10. We've got the Arizona Sunshine remake landed last Thursday for all you VR people. So obviously, we talked about Arizona Sunshine 2 earlier this year. They have remade the game, which you can now get on PS5 VR and MetaQuest, and that got a 7.5 out of 10. And for those who like strategy games, also last Thursday, there was a game called Citadellum, which came out on PC, which got a very good 7 out of 10. The trailers for those games will be in the Discord within the next 24 hours if you want to check them out with those scores. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of our show. Thank you very much. Jazz hands. There you go. A massive thank you to Pierce for being here. And sorry this wasn't the normal show because Dave just disappeared on us. But thank you so much for being here and being such a great guest. And also with the time change and everything, obviously, because over in the States and everything, greatly appreciate
I had to turn a light on because it's getting dark earlier here now.
It's been dark here for about 8 hours, right? But something like that, or probably about 6 hours or something. But there you go. So yeah, but thank you so much. And he even managed to leg it out of work early just to get here. So really
I have a good boss. I
I
will say that publicly. Yeah, I have a fantastic manager. So
there you go. Danka says the new Mario and Luigi. Oh, that's the brothership game, isn't it? Or Brotherhood, whatever it's called. Yeah, so the Wild So spoiler warning is in effect. There you go. Time like Silent Hill 2. Yes, Silent Hill 2 has gone all dark. At least it doesn't go foggy. It's been night 7. It's been dark here since nearly bloody 6 o'clock here, man. That's
5:30. It started getting dark. I think I turned the light on 15 minutes ago, and it's 6:09. So.
Yeah, there you go. That's crazy. Oh yes, I forgot America just did already. Yeah, good show, guys. Yeah, I think our clocks changed this weekend. I think so. Then
ours don't change until November, typically.
Yeah, it's mad. It seems to get dark so early now. I know, yeah, and it's only downhill from now. But then at least once that happens, it's a run up to Christmas. At least that's something. Big shout out to our mods. Thank you to Dan doing all the shout outs. Obviously, Sophie, Dave, Jesse have been here at some points as well. But big shout out to Dan for doing the big groundwork for the show tonight. And thank you to all of you wonderful people that have been watching the show tonight. Greatly appreciate it. We will have another TNGC next week, and it will be our Halloween special where Dave, myself, and our guest, which is the wonderful cosplayer Jinx, who was hosting our cosplay competitions and our Tekken competition at Timeless, is our guest. Now, last year, she was Bowser, Dave was Mario, and I was Princess Peach. What could the theme be next week? You'll have to see and tune in. So
Somebody
there you
needs to put pictures in the Discord, please.
go. We will be announcing it next week. That's all
I
I'm
meant of
saying.
last year because I wasn't.
Oh, the
here
ones of
yet.
last year, we can do that. Powerpuff Girls, we'll have to see. I don't know. We'll see. I know what it is because I've got to get it sorted because it was agreed today with Jinx and Dave. So we'll see. But there you go. Tune in next Tuesday for that. I am back tomorrow with more horror games, raising money for everyone can. Big shout out to everyone that pushed us over the total. Grand Designs on 4, Dan Game Tank, and to everyone else who's donated in the last couple of days. We're well over the 350 quid barrier. Let's try and get to 400 quid. I am playing the game with this creepy little guy back here. We are playing Poppy Playtime Parts 2 and 3 tomorrow night. Anybody that knows when I first started doing these charity horror streams 2 years ago, I played the first Poppy Playtime and it shit me up big time. Out of all the streams I am doing, I am not looking forward to tomorrow night.
Bring extra underwear.
I'm going to have to bring a bucket as well. We need some of Dave Johnson's bucket, but I'm really not looking forward to tomorrow night, seeing as what part 2. And apparently part 4 is coming out next year, so that's that. So let's try and raise some more money while I literally single-handedly shit myself. Thank you. Let's go see who we can raid. A big shout out to all the chat as well, as always, being absolutely awesome. Let's see who we can raid. But I'll be back at 9 p.m. tomorrow. And talking of having a shit, as long as my stream deck doesn't take a massive dump, which it hasn't, let's have a look who we can raid. God, there's a lot of people on tonight. We got, let's see. Junior. God, there was a lot of people on tonight. Oh, God. Tell you who we're going to go for, because I don't think we've raided him in quite some time. We've got Control Alt Dan, who is one of the organisers for our Twitch meetup, along with Lisa Paranorma and obviously Kelt Brenny. If anyone wants tickets, there are only a handful of free tickets. If you are a Twitch streamer, you can get tickets for free. Otherwise, tickets are just $5. But there's literally only a handful of tickets left. I am going to copy the link. If you're a Twitch streamer and you want to go to Manchester at Arcade Club, where we held Timeless, we are doing a live stream from there, and there are goodie bags and giveaways and stuff happening. There is the link. Go click on that. But there is literally only a few tickets, and once they're gone, they're gone. We are hosting the next Twitch event from there. Ryan's going to be there. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be such good fun. We're doing a whole Christmas theme. Ems, you are going. It's happening. So there you go.
Try to stuff
Already booked for it. Cannot wait one hand again. It's going to be great. There'll be more.
In a cargo hold.
Yeah, we've put him in and get you out there, ship you out. We'll make it happen. So there you go. But one of the organisers of it is Control Alt Dan, who will hopefully be there. You get to meet him. What is he streaming? I said I was going to try and raid him last night, but then he wasn't on. He is playing Lies of P, a fantastic Souls-like game, which I like very, very much. So we are going to go raid Control Alt Dan, our mate from up north. And hopefully, here is the link in case the raid doesn't go through. And all that leaves us for us to say, wherever you are in the world, folks, have a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good evening. And I shall see you back for tomorrow night. Lord help me, for Poppy Playtime Parts 2 and 3. It's going
to be great.
For you lot, yeah, it's going to be great. For me, it's career suicide, literally. Thanks so much from me and John Unicycle, also known as Piers. Good night. Bye.